Hello and welcome to my channel. Hope you are doing well. I'm Hanna. In this video, I'm going to draw a national monument of Indonesia with Jakarta History Museum building as the background. National Monument of Indonesia, or in here we call it Monas or Monument Nasional. The shape of our national monument is like an obelisk with a chunk of gold on top of it. This monument was built to commemorate the struggle for Indonesian independence. So the story is back in 1955, a design competition was held by Monas Committee, with the winner at the time was Frederick Silaban. But unfortunately, when he showed the design to President Sukarno, our president didn't approve the design because it was a very large monument. And at that time, Indonesia had no enough budget to build such a big monument. I mean, at that time, in 1955, we actually new country. Our independence was in 1945, but after that, the Dutch colonial came back to Indonesia, and then we had to fight again, and then in around 1950 something, we got back our freedom again. At that time, Mr. Silaban said that maybe we need to postpone the project until Indonesia kind of have enough money to build a very large monument. But our president disagreed, and then he asked another architect, Mr. Sudarsono, to continue with the design. And actually, President Sukarno had his own idea about the design, the look of the design. He wanted it to be like, a lingam and yoni story or Hindu culture. I didn't really read about the history or the story about lingam and yoni. What I knew is only it's about female and male. That's all what I know. So finally, the project continued, and the construction finished around 1971, and it officially opened to public in 1975. Well, if you come to Jakarta and you visit Monas, you can visit 4 tourism areas. First is, of course, the observation deck up on the top of the obelisk, and also you can see the flame of independence, which is 43 kilograms gold. And at the bottom or the ground floor of the obelisk, there is a history museum, kind of history museum with dioramas about Indonesia from, I think it was back until before kingdom's era, if I'm not mistaken, because I went there only once. forgot to mention that the height of the monument is around 132 meters. And it is located at Medan Merdeka, Central Jakarta. Around Monas, you can actually visit a few museums, and then Istiqlal, it's National Mosque of Indonesia, and across the street of Istiqlal, you can visit a cathedral. It's like the National Church of Indonesia. And not far from Monas, you can also visit Kota Tua. It is a historical area of Jakarta. In there, you can find a Museum Fathahillah or Jakarta History Museum. The building was built around 16 something, if I'm not mistaken, 1670 something. And then the original building was reconstructed around 1707 to 1710. Originally, it was a city hall for the governor of Jakarta in the Dutch colonial era, but now it is a museum. So if you like to learn about Indonesian history and culture, there are other museums around Museum Fathahillah, such as Puppet Museum or Museum Wayang, and then Museum Mandiri. It is a museum about the history of banks in Indonesia. And nowadays, that's the only place in Jakarta where you can rent a roadster bicycle. Very colorful roadster bicycles that you can ride around Kota Tua area. Anyway, in here I finally use acrylic paint because I realized that I don't have white watercolors, and the facade of Fathahillah Museum is white, and this is the first time I use acrylic paint when I draw anamorphic drawing. color of the window, I did it earlier and I didn't record it. In here, you can see me a bit struggle to keep the line smooth, and I hope you don't mind to see the wall of the monument is not smooth. Anyway, I went to Museum Wayang or Puppet Museum once, and for me it's kind of creepy, somehow the vibes. Not creepy like it's old building. It's nice with the good lighting and everything. It's just the vibe and the atmosphere. You know what I mean. Well, that's a short story about Monas and Museum Fathahillah. If you come to visit Jakarta, there are many other tourism areas you can visit. Taman Mini Indonesia Indah and then Ancol. Or you can take a boat to Kepulauan Seribu or Thousand Islands. Or you can visit so many museums we have here in Jakarta. Okay, it's come to an end. Hope you enjoy my drawing today. And for the next drawing, I'm going to paint planetarium and observatorium Jakarta because there is new information about it that I want to share, because I think planetarium and observatorium Jakarta needs kind of attention, more attention at the moment. Well, anyway, if you'd like to watch me drawing Anamorphic, hope you will come back to see my next drawing. And please don't forget to give me thumbs up and subscribe. Well, see you next time.